Good evening and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Lumber Tycoon 2. This is part 2 of a two-part series on how to build a garage door. Part 1 focused on the basic build, how to get the doors into place, how to get the doors interlocked or glitched together so they will act as a single unit. That's what I showed you in part 1. Part 2 I'm going to cover basic wiring and some more advanced wiring using logic gates. First, I want to show you the very basic wiring, which is on the other side of my base, my other doors. So I'll just head over here real quick. I'll show you this door here. The wiring here, if you look at the button here, the right wire comes up, over, down to the knob. Then doors in the closed position at this point, and then we go from the knob, being sure the wires touch each other, up and over and down to the next glass door, and then we repeat this process until we get to the end of the garage door. This set of wires that I just described to you will open the garage door, and if you look at the left wire, that comes up, over, and out over here. If you look at it from the top, from a view up here, they're hanging out in the air more or less. See? But that's the position the garage door is in when it is opened. So when we trigger the button will come over, fire the wire here, and then the next wire goes from there to here, to the next set of doors, and so on and so on, until we get to the end. Very simple basic wiring. Basically, you're just going from button to doorknob to doorknob to doorknob in the closed position, and then you do it again, button to doorknob to doorknob to doorknob in the open position. And to show you how it functions, you just hit the button, the door is open. And when you're done, hit the button again, the door is closed. If you noticed, all the wires lit up, but that's fine because the wires that didn't have anything touching it don't do anything. Like in this position, these connections right here do nothing because they're not touching the door. And then when the door is open, these are floating in midair. I'll show you. So when I trigger to close the doors, even though these will fire and glow blue briefly, which means the circuit was alive, they will not have an effect on anything since nothing is touching them. Another point of interest, on occasion you will leave your base or log out or get booted or reload your base or whatever, and you'll forget to close your garage doors. Next time you load in, your base will load in, your doors will be closed. However, when you go to open them, only the glass doors will open. If you leave the doors open, they glitch themselves. They unglitch. And if that does happen, you just need to go up to the glass doors and do an E, move B, glitch them back together, and then everything should work just fine at that point. And now if we head back over to the other side, I will show you a little bit more complex wiring. And you may not notice it from my first video, but I actually moved the whole assembly in one more unit. Because what happened was, when the glass doors were opened, the knobs were actually hanging over here off my base, so I couldn't wire them. So this is, what, let's see, I think this is 4 units. Let's see. No, 3 units. So the doors need to be at least 3 units in from your property. Otherwise, you will not be able to wire up the doorknobs when the doors are open. Another trick I actually kind of learned the hard way just now. Now, if you look at the wiring, you'll see the doors similar to what I did on the other side, where the wires come to the knob, and then to the next knob, and then to the knobs in the open position here. But what you see different here is you see a button and a switch. Um, the switch basically turns on the automated function of the door closing automatically after you open it. So I'll show you how that works now. We hit E, the door opens, wait a few seconds, and the door closes. If we want, we can come over here, turn that off, hit the button, and the doors will stay open. As you can see, a few seconds gone by, it didn't trigger and close. What we can do if you want to close the door later on, turn the switch back on, hit the button, and wait a few seconds and the doors will close. Now if you notice the delay is only a few seconds, I only used one signal delay. I would recommend two, maybe three. That would give you enough time to jump into a car, drive in, and then the doors close behind you. One is obviously not enough time, but for the principle and logic of this door, it'll work fine for this video. Alright, so let's open the doors, get in, doors close behind me. Now if you look at the wiring over here, sorry, I have a little bit of a cold, so I coughed. Now if we look at the wiring over here, the wire that's blue is the switch. Presently the switch is in the on position. The wiring here that comes through the hole is the button. So when we hit the button, the signal comes up to here and it triggers the AND gate and says, alright, both lines are active. I can go active at this side. So if this line and this line is active, then I make this line active. So it does that, triggers this. This goes into your delay. Your delay caches the signal and waits a few seconds, depending on how long you set it. In the meantime, when I trigger this AND gate, I'm also sending signal up this wire. This wire goes to the doors in the closed positions. And I'll show you coming up here. Yes, I'm not a great obby person, as you can tell. So like I said, the wire comes up here and then goes down to the door in the closed position, and then they're connected together. So when you hit the button, this wire comes alive, opens the door, the AND gate gets triggered, gets cached into the delay waits a few seconds, then it triggers these two here to close the door again behind you. And that's my logic, and that's what I would call more advanced wiring. I would recommend a second, maybe a third delay, depending on how much time you want with the door. Or, like I said, with a switch, you can turn it off. And I hope this helps you out with a little bit of the logic for the doors. And I also hope it helps you out with how you can wire the doors up. Please comment, please subscribe, and please like my videos. I certainly enjoy making them. I think I give a little bit more of a perspective than other people, or at least a different perspective. I think I like to touch on things that other people don't, like this one with the AND gate and the delay. I have yet to see anybody do anything like that. So like I say, I try to come up with something a little bit different, a little bit unique. And on that note, everybody have a wonderful evening. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like. Do not forget to comment. Thank you again and have a wonderful evening.